And welcome into the Oklahoman's video studio. Dave Morris alongside Mr. Joe Dorman. Great to see you.
It's good to see you, sir.
And, I keep running into you at various events over the past weeks and months, and so I was like, hey, Joe, you need to stop in and have a conversation. You're like, hey, Dave, let's chat, catch up, doing all sorts of things that people need to know about. So finally, thank you for tracking me down because you have an event coming up this next week to tell us all about. Good to see you. Thanks for being here.
It's always a pleasure.
Joe spent 12 years as a representative, state legislature in Oklahoma, ran for governor back in 2014, now the CEO of OICA, and that's really what we should highlight right off the top here. Tell us about the OICA, what it is, and then the event next week.
Very good. The Oklahoma Institute for Child Advocacy was formed 34 years ago as a result of the Terry D. lawsuit. This lawsuit was brought forth by kids who were in state care, in state custody in homes, and they had suffered abuse, neglect, mistreatment. They found an attorney to represent them, and they sued the state and won. These were back in the days of Lloyd Rader, and the conditions were deplorable. The courts saw that, and they created the Oklahoma Commission on Children and Youth as the agency to oversee DHS, and then OICA was created as the nonprofit entity to be the loud voice outside of government, stir up trouble, and make changes in policy, and it was a perfect fit for me to step into after my years of service at the Capitol.
Yeah, how did you become more aware of this organization and pivot into it?
Worked with them for years out at the Capitol. They championed policy, worked on different pieces of legislation. The Fit Kids Coalition is probably the most prominent thing that they worked on through the years, and I just had the opportunity to step into this role after the previous executive director, Terry Smith, went back to the Office of Juvenile Affairs, and he contacted me and said he thought this would be a perfect fit for me. I applied and was fortunate enough the board hired me, and I've loved it. I've been there since September, and it's been a fantastic experience.
Do you miss the Capitol?
I do miss the Capitol. I miss that opportunity as a state lawmaker to influence policy and be the voice of my district. But this has been the perfect transition for me because essentially I get to be the voice for 800,000 kids in Oklahoma at the Capitol, working on the ideas and trying to convince legislators, the governor, the state agencies to go down a certain path and do things that are better for the kids of Oklahoma.
All right, so tell us about the event next week.
Next week, we're holding our very first gala. It's going to be called the Heroes Ball, and it's going to be a wonderful black tie optional event. We're encouraging people to wear superhero flair accessories with it.
Cool.
So
a tuxedo with a cape, maybe?
Absolutely. Break out that Superman cape or the Captain America shield.
Right, sure.
And we're going to have it for about 450 adults, but we're also going to have a kids' ball in association with that. Since we're a children's organization, we wanted to do something for the kids also. So it's kind of like babysitting.
Fun.
Yeah. We're going to have some activities for the kids. They'll get to have a dance. They're going to have a meal, a kid-friendly meal. We're going to show a superhero movie. And so while the parents are downstairs at the banquet recognizing some of the heroes for kids of Oklahoma, the kids are going to be upstairs having a good time. It's going to be down at the Skirvin Hotel. Tickets are still available at oica.org.
Also, there are two awards, or actually probably multiple awards, individual awards and the award for groups.
That's right. We're doing 3 awards selected by the organization. We're doing one for Sonic that's recognizing individuals who have made a difference out there in the world, and that's going to be for Craig and Amy Groeschel with Life Church.
Okay.
The work they've done to encourage foster parents and adoption of kids just seemed like a perfect fit. And then we're giving the Stephen Novick Award, who Stephen was the attorney that represented the kids in the Terry D. lawsuit. We're giving that to Adopt OK Kids and the TV stations in Oklahoma that run the segments encouraging families to adopt or be foster parents. And then we're going to do the Kate Bernard Award, and Kate Bernard was our first female statewide elected official who was a champion for kids. That one's going to be given to Melvin and Jasmine Moran, the founders of the Jasmine Moran Children's Museum in Seminole, and they've done tremendous work throughout their life for kids. Now, the other 2 awards that the Voices of Oklahoma can have an influence in, people can go online and vote at oica.org. The Ann Roberts People's Choice Award. We have 12 individuals who are nominated and 7 organizations. And the voting is open on that until the middle of August, I guess midnight of August 8th is when we're going to close that.
Okay. Joe Dorman, it's just a wealth of information about what he's doing right now. This kind of displays the passion that you have, right?
Yes.
So you have a busy week coming up next week. This gala is Thursday, as he mentioned, at the Skirvin Hilton, yet before and after, you're are connected with Rush Springs, your hometown. You have some events going on there. Do you ever get tired of people saying, hey, watermelons? Rush Springs is so tightly associated with watermelons, and you've certainly been one to promote your hometown and watermelons. Does it ever get old?
It never gets old,
Okay.
because that hometown means so much to me. And we're talking about kids. Me growing up in Rush Springs, a 4-H'er, a Cub Scout, the community really rallied around me. My family was really poor, didn't have a lot of opportunities for them to support me and provide me those chances to get out and do work. But through those organizations and the community support, a young person like me had the chance to go on trips, experience the world, and see those opportunities. It really led me to where I was at as a state representative, a gubernatorial candidate, and now working with a statewide nonprofit. So the chance to give back to my hometown means a lot. I served as a Watermelon Festival chairman for 4 years, and I was removed this year because they decided I had too many other duties. The Lions Club said, too busy, couldn't do it. But we're still going to hold a watermelon feed at the Capitol on Tuesday, August 8th. And is that right? August 8th? Yes, Tuesday, August 8th. And it's going to be from 12 to 2 on the 4th floor of the Capitol. Open to the public. People should stop by, sample some free Rush Springs watermelon.
Nothing wrong with that.
No doubt. And then the festival is actually August 12th. It's always the second Saturday of August in Rush Springs. Melissa Houston, our labor commissioner, is crowning the watermelon queen, Lexi Large, this year.
Cool.
Seed spitting contest at noon. Lots of great activities throughout the day. Music, a carnival, free watermelon starting at 4 o'clock. It's only $1 a slice before that. 5K run in the morning. Lots of great opportunities to enjoy a small town and a friendly festival. So it's a great chance for me to continue giving back to my hometown. I love Rush Springs, even though I'm working in Oklahoma City and up here most of the time. My heart will always be in that town.
Sounds like a good summer day in Oklahoma.
Absolutely.
You mentioned travel. Where's your favorite place to go? Where do you like to travel to?
You know, I had the opportunity through the legislature to travel throughout the world and visit some wonderful countries and see conditions that really made me appreciate being an American. But it sounds corny, but really traveling around the state and getting to see the different aspects of Oklahoma. Leadership Oklahoma was one of those programs that I participated in that took you to different places in Oklahoma where you could actually learn about those different areas. And as a young legislator, I participated in that program, and I'm still active with it. Just the chance to go around and see the different spots in Oklahoma. We don't promote our tourism enough. We don't highlight the wonderful things that we have in Oklahoma with our lodges, our lakes and our resorts, the things that are available, Oklahoma City and Tulsa. We really, truly have a great state here, and I wish more people would get out and experience that. And it's a low budget vacation over a weekend to take your kids out and just go see something in northwestern Oklahoma or southeastern Oklahoma.
I had a shoot at Lake Tenkiller for New View, Oklahoma, an organization that helps those who perhaps have some visual impairment. So out east of Oklahoma, earlier this summer. It's a beautiful area.
It is.
And we have such a diversity of lakes and then mountains and rural areas as well. So you're right about that. There's a lot to see here in the state. Getting back to the Capitol, you ran for governor in 2014. Would you ever run for that position again?
I'm under a commitment to OICA that I'm going to stay there through at least 2019. I will tell you, it's a rewarding job. I love the job. The political bug, the chance to do that, opportunity of public service and make a difference in people's lives, it really gets into your blood. And I do miss that some days, but it's been rewarding having the chance to work for the kids of Oklahoma and be their voice. But I was joking around earlier, so I've got 20,000 yard signs in storage, so you never know what may happen down the road, what's going to happen in the future. It's hard to say, but the opportunity to serve the people was something I love doing, and I'm never going to say never, but I love this job right now and having the chance to work with kids.
Very good answer. Let me ask you this. Looks like the field for 2018 is growing for the race for governor in Oklahoma. Any advice that you would throw at those candidates?
Well, they've already signed up. I'd say don't do it. We really need good people to step up and fill those roles. And there are some fantastic candidates, both Democrats and Republicans, running this time around. I'm friends with more than half of them. I've sat down and given advice to a couple of them. The opportunity to be the CEO of the state and help shape policy and the direction for the future of Oklahoma, I can't think of a more noble job, and I want to wish all of them well, hope they have success, and they need to take a page from me. Only one of them is going to win, and the rest of them don't need to fade away. They need to stay active and make a difference in the state. I've had the opportunity to work with Governor Fallon on child well-being issues, and we've had a good partnership over the last 3 years trying to champion causes for foster kids and kids in juvenile affairs. So you can't take it personal either. You have to set your sight on that goal, and that's improving the state. These candidates, they need to get out and show their platforms, let the people know what they want to do, and may the best person win.
One final question for you, and we'll come back to OICA for this. Looking out 5 years from now, where can this group be? Where would be a good place for it to be? And on the other side of things, if people don't support, what are some of the disasters that it could face?
One of the programs that we run is the Kids Count Data Book. That's a partnership with the Annie E. Casey Foundation. We measure statistical data on 16 different categories and compare child well-being apples to apples from state to state, and then also previous years. Right now in Oklahoma, we rank 36th overall nationally. We've improved from 44th back in 2010. So this is one of those projects that we take very seriously. The areas that we measure, such as teen pregnancy, poverty issues, educational attainment for kids and adults, these are factors that have been determined to show how well a state will perform from the child well-being going into adulthood. I see us expanding that, working with that even more, and expanding the vision of what we want to improve the lives of kids. We've been recognized as an organization that works primarily at the Capitol, and I want to see us go forward. I want to see us become truly a statewide organization. One of the projects we're working on right now is to develop a series of leadership symposiums for kids through different segments of society, whether it be foster kids or kids of different faiths or the LGBTQ community, and work with them to develop leadership, community service aspects, improve their self-worth, and send them out in the community to do good. I want to see OICA do more of that, direct services with kids to help improve their lives and develop those leaders for the future. Cliff Scott used to have a saying, he always wanted to see the woodpile left just a little bit higher. I want to see OICA do that with the kids in our future.
Very good. Good conversation with Joe Dorman. Again, he's CEO of OICA. They have their event coming up this next Thursday over at the Skirvin Hilton. You can find tickets and more information at oica.org. Joe, great to catch up. Thanks for finally having this conversation here.
It's long overdue. I really appreciate
it. It is
the
overdue,
invite.
and that's on my side of things for scheduling, so thanks for sticking with me. I appreciate that. Great to see you again.
You too, buddy.
Thanks.